Hey guys, so I am coming today to talk about the most important tool, and that is your vehicle. Specifically, we're talking about how to find a car when yours dies, or a truck, or whatever. So we are going into the world of used vehicles because I believe that getting a used vehicle is going to be the best bang for your buck, but that also means you have to deal with used car salesmen. And believe me, they've got lots of tricks, and I'm going to show you how to overcome a lot of those tricks, and it's really simple. Anyone can do it by using some sites that are going to show you which vehicles are the best, which ones have issues. You can check odometers to see whether they've been rolled back, see whether there's anything funky going on. And anyways, it's going to be really, really helpful for anyone that's trying to weed through just all of the junk that you might find whenever you go doing a search for the car that you're wanting to buy. So let's jump into it.
Okay guys, so the very first thing you have to do is decide what kind of car you want. So this site is just a wonderful thing. This is where you can go, okay, well everybody says Honda Accord is great. Look at that, 12,000 complaints. Now most of them are for these in the middle, like the 2008. Do not buy a 2008 Honda Accord. Stay away. Brakes problem. Yeah, this is really bad. There are certain model years of any manufacturer that are bad. So just because Honda Accord was like awesome back in 1994 doesn't mean that 2004 is excellent. Typically when new engines or new body styles are released, the first year is a bad year as they're trying to fix things, and then it gets better. So a new body was released in 2008. And so that's what you're seeing here. It was released and terrible, and then they got better as age went on. And then this is probably another release year. Let's see, 2013. Yeah, 2013 is another release year. It's just, you can see a pattern where the first year anything is released, whether it's a smartphone or a car, if it's a new design or something like that, you're gonna have issues with the first one because they're kind of using us as the guinea pigs. First place you go, carcomplaints.com, and look up whatever it is you're interested in, because you might find out really quick that you're not actually interested in it and there's a better vehicle. Let's look at what I'm currently looking at. Okay, our van's broken down. We want something between a minivan and a 15 passenger, something with room and space, so an SUV fits that. You know, it's like, okay, let's look at the Explorer and the Expedition. Ooh, big red flag. 2002 obviously being the worst. And some of these don't look so bad, but I mean, still 518 complaints 2013. But let's look at Expeditions. Expeditions looking way better. Look, 14 complaints, 39 complaints, 29, four complaints. Like if you've got a 2009 Ford Expedition, you're probably doing good. But again, like this age range, whatever they did in Explorer and Expeditions, really bad. But they tell you, you know, who had the worst model year and why. Spark plugs blew out of the head. That's probably the Triton engines. You can read about all that kind of fun stuff. But like I said, I'm more of a Chevy guy, so I was interested. Okay, Expedition, Explorer, I want to look at those, but I want to compare them to, we'll just go back, to Chevrolet. So Chevrolet has their Suburbans. Let's look at Suburban. Ooh, Suburban's not looking so good. So Suburban and Tahoe. So we're gonna look at the Suburban. Ooh, do not buy the 2007 Suburban. Looks like 2010 is a winner. Okay, I cannot praise carcomplaints.com more because it helps to bypass all the opinions and just look at statistics, what has been reported to the NHTSA. This is a great resource. Okay, so the next thing you need to do is look on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist. Both of those are good. You've got Auto Trader and others, but I tend to stick to Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace. All right, so you come here to Facebook Marketplace and you go down to Vehicles, click on Vehicles. Okay, we're in Dallas, Texas, within 80 miles of here. You can set your range. And then we're going to look for price. So I'm going to set it to $5,000 for my minimum and $12,000 for my maximum. I'm hoping to find a vehicle from $8,000 to $10,000, but I'm going a little above and a little below because I don't want all the dealers that are saying only $2,000 down. So they literally list the price as $2,000, and it's not. That's the down payment. There's a lot that lists $5,000 as a down payment, but this is going to help clear out some of that dealer junk that we don't want. Unless you want financing, in which case do whatever you want here. But I'm showing you how to buy a car for cash, how to look. Year, you can set your year, okay? I'm not going to, because I find that, again, people do not put the correct years. They don't put all the info. They just throw things on here. And so I don't want to miss anything that may be a typo. So I'm not going to put the year. My mileage, I'm not going to do that either. Mainly I'm just setting price, because this is going to weed out a lot of stuff. Again, looking for a vehicle is all fine and dandy. Let's say you find one. Let's say this is the one you're interested in. Cool. Now you got to contact the person. And this is where the fun starts, because I have contacted over 60 people, 60 people in the last couple of days, and only get a handful of responses. And out of those, half of them are ripping me off or trying to rip me off with selling a vehicle that's had its mileage turned back or other funky stuff in the VIN. Or that you can find out via the VIN. So that's the next step, okay? I'm going to show you a free way to weed through a lot of junk really quickly. Okay, so let's go to one of these. Okay, so this one right here is perfect. This is exactly what I want to see, what I want to hear. This is a nice looking Suburban, and it's only got 125,000 miles and 12,500. Price is negotiable. This one looks really good, and it's something that I'm interested in for sure. So I hit him up and asked him some questions. So I said, I'm interested in your SUV. Are you the owner or dealer? Also, can you send the VIN? Thanks. And he just gives thumbs up. So I waited a while, like till evening time, and I contacted him again and said, sorry, not sure if you speak English or Spanish, but I'm interested in the Suburban, but I'd like to see the VIN before I schedule seeing the actual vehicle. Do you have the VIN? Thanks. He said, okay, take 5 minutes. So he sends me the paperwork. Okay, it's got the VIN on it. You are Bruce, right? Okay, so thankfully he did show the paperwork, and it shows Bruce as the owner, which this guy's name is Jonathan. He says, no, Bruce is my cousin. I'm like, okay, does he live there? Just wondering how we'd get the title and I-30U signed. It's already signed. Well, I saw the paperwork he sent. It's not signed. So he said, you already have I-30U too? Or I asked him. Because in Texas, you need both. You need the title front and back signed, and you need I-30U signed as well, which is the transfer paperwork. Okay, so he says the title is ready to sell. There's no problem with the title. I'm like, good, just need the I-30U to be signed by him too. He says it's already signed on both sides and has no date for its processing. When you want to come see. So he's saying the title on front and back is already signed, but they didn't sign the date. Immediate red flags. If they have the title in someone else's name and it's already been signed by the other person, for one thing, it can be forgery, and you don't know, because you don't know how that guy actually signs his name. And he could come after you and say, hey, someone stole my vehicle and I want it back. So this is a big red flag. If they have signed it or someone else has signed it, it's not them, but it's a family member, it's a friend, it's whatever, Tio, Julio, he signed it over, is not matching up. So big red flags already. So I ran the VIN, okay? This, at least in Texas, this is the easy way to figure out if someone's rolled back mileage. mytexascar.org. It's the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality, so I'm guessing it's state run. Anyways, you tell them that you're not AI trying to hack their servers, and then you put in the VIN. And this is why I keep asking all these guys for the VIN. So how this works basically is this is all of the inspection reports that have been done at any kind of Texas reporting station. It gets logged on here. So from 2014, 2015, there was no inspection done, at least not in Texas. And that's the only problem with this, is it's not going to show out-of-state vehicles. Which, that's another thing. Do not buy a vehicle out of state. People can do all kinds of crazy stuff to the title by moving it from one state to another state to another state. Do not buy a vehicle that had just popped up 1 year ago or whatever, just got an inspection here in Texas. You have no idea what they did to it in another state to make it so that maybe it has a clean title now, but it was completely wrecked in Arkansas or New Mexico or who knows where. All right, we see it's been in Texas ever since its birth. Okay, 2013, we click on this. It shows license plate that they had, and it shows odometer. Odometer had 5, and this is 2013. So 5 miles on the odometer, great. Okay, now, ooh, 60,000. Okay, so from 2013 to 2017, or 2016, they drove it 60,000 miles. So not bad. I mean, you know, it's a lot of driving in a year, but it's not outside the norm. Now 2017, 88,000. So again, a lot of driving. Let's jump up to 2019, 132,000. 2020, 154,000. Well, we have already surpassed what they said because they said 125. So 154, 172, 194, till 2023. The last time it was checked, the odometer, and this is February 6th, so it's November. February 6th, 215,000 miles. So this is what he's reporting. By just looking at a free site, we've already concluded, no, the motor has seen 215,000 miles on it. So I asked him, did you make a mistake on the listing? I don't know, I bought it like this for 3 months. So he's saying he got it from his cousin, and he didn't know. This is just how it was. And so I said, oh, sounds like they turned the odometer back. He said, your cousin sold it to you? Maybe ask him. So I'm playing dumb, going along with his little charade. He said, voy a ask my cousin. Okay, in Spanish, voy a means I'm going to. So I'm going to ask my cousin because I don't know, the truck isn't mine. Well, you bought it, dude. Let me know what he says. Okay, so thumbs up. So he gets back. He says, my cousin tells me that I apologize because he doesn't know that he has more miles and that I buy it like that. And I don't know if you want, you can buy it like this. All right, so this guy is doing a classic scam. He's telling me, I don't know anything about it. Like, oh my goodness, oh, you found out it's got double the mileage of what I'm saying it's got? Oh, well, I didn't know anything about it. It's from my cousin. For one thing, I don't think that other guy's his cousin. For another thing, it's not signed to him. For another thing, and this is the other beauty of it, is look at this. It tells us the license plate. This place has been going to the same inspection place ever since 2017. License plate. The same person has owned it for ever since 2016. The guy that bought it, he has the same license. It hasn't changed, and he's been taking it to the same places ever since then. So that means that his cousin, quote unquote cousin, is lying, or he's lying. Either way, they're lying because whoever did it after February of this year. So either his cousin's lying and sold him that vehicle knowing full well that the odometer had been turned back, or he did it himself thinking he can make some good money by turning the odometer back. I mean, it's easy peasy. And who's checking the VIN anyways? Get the VIN. If they won't give you the VIN, move on. Do not waste your time with the guys that are just like, no, I won't give it to you, or come and look at it first. All right, so anyways, he said, yeah, that, and I said, thanks, but I'm interested in a lower mileage vehicle. Sorry about that. Anyways, give him the benefit of the doubt and move on. Got a hold of this guy. He gave me the VIN. This is a one-owner vehicle, and it's actually owned by this guy. And it's in really good shape. You can see he's taking care of it. It's been driven low mileage. He gave me the VIN, and I looked it up, and it's had the same license plate the whole time. It's been owned by the same guy. But I still want to take it one step further, and I go to a site like Epic VIN. Okay, Epic VIN. Or there's another one called Bumper. Now, why am I telling you to go here? You can get a 3-day subscription on it for $5. And I think you can do 5 reports per day. We enter in the VIN, they give us the report. So first owner, second owner, first one had it for 15 years, second one's had it for 3 months. And they've got it, so this is the current owner, and they got it at 115,000 miles. So it tells you make, model, all the basic stuff. None of that matters. But this kind of helps with the mileage because they're bringing in inspection reports and they're kind of compiling it for you. They drove it 56,000 miles, and then for the next year, it just like sat there. So for the last 11 years, this vehicle's been driven like 1,000 miles per year. So again, maybe it's because grandpa bought it and he's just driving really slow to the supermarket once a week, you know. Could be. Not necessarily a reason to not get a vehicle, but I like to see, just average driving. If it increases by 6,000 per year consistently, great. But if it's like it increased by 200 miles in a year, why was it just sitting there not being driven? Okay, guys, so let's recap. First, you have to figure out what vehicle you want. And the only way you can figure out what vehicle you want is by going to carcomplaints.com and looking through all of their messed up car complaints. Okay, whatever it is you're looking for, come and make sure that you actually want it. Okay, now again, this is going to show complaints not based on the ratio of how many cars are out there, but based on how many complaints there are. Okay, so if they made 600 million Optimas, you can expect they're going to have, a lot of complaints on them. Whereas if they only made 5,000 Sorrentos and you've already got 1,100 complaints, this is not a good car. So you need to look up how many were actually made versus how many complaints there are. Okay, and then once you've looked at them, you go, ooh, stay away from these years of the Kia Optima. Okay, these years were a whole lot better, way less complaints. Now this is generalized and you're still going to want to look at it. So Car Complaints is just a great resource. So start here, then go to Facebook Marketplace. Type in whatever you're looking for. If it's Optima, then type in Optima. Now people do misspell things. So if you type in a word and they misspelled it, you're not going to see the result. After you've come here and you've started looking, then you need to get these people's information. Okay, like this person, I tried to contact this person multiple times asking for the VIN. Nobody would ever respond to me on this one. Okay, it says it's been driven 95,000 miles in 2012, and when I'm looking inside this vehicle, I'm just seeing worn. Like this, does this look like it's been driven 95,000 miles? No siree, Bob, it does not. So get the VIN, because when they send you the VIN, you can verify by going to My Texas Car. When you get the VIN, you tell them that you're not AI trying to take over the world. You enter in the VIN, and they're going to show you all of the inspection points that they've gone through, and you're going to see, hey, this is the license plate during the inspection, this is the VIN matching, and the odometer, okay, it was at 56,000 miles. And then, now it's at 102,000 miles. And then it was at 109,000 miles. And then it was at 115,000 miles. Okay, you can go through and you can verify that every year the mileage is slowly increasing, and it's not like, whatever, 115,000 miles, 130,000 miles, 190,000, 200,000, oh, back down to 115,000 miles. That happens so often. And so you got to come here. It's free. It's open to everybody. Just get the VIN from them and you can verify. And then after you go, you know what? Hey, the VIN's looking good. The car looks good. The price is right. Then you go get an actual vehicle report. So if you come over to Epic VIN, you can get a trial subscription to where you can try out 5 VINs per day for $5. So it's $5 for 3 days. You can try out 5 VINs per day. So now you have to cancel your subscription or else they'll bill you $50 or whatever you signed up for. So after you've used them for the $5 3-day trial, cancel your membership. All right, guys, well, that is all I've got for you. I have spent the last couple of days looking for vehicles, and like I said, I've contacted over 60, but every time I have to do this, it's a pretty big headache because you're dealing with people that generally do not have great morals. I mean, there's a reason why people don't trust used car salesmen. So don't believe anything a dealer tells you ever, period. Look at the VIN, do your own research, bring your mechanic along. If they won't give you the VIN, move on. It's not worth your time because they probably messed with it.
So hopefully that was helpful and you will be able to find the vehicle you're looking for and be able to weed out the scams and the dealers that are not honest. And maybe, just maybe, you'll find that rare vehicle owned by a single owner that's in good condition and they're honest and you can check everything out and it turns out to be a winner. So good luck guys, and I'll see you in the next video.